Welcome to the Crypto Teacher Stock Channel. And guys, I come with that video just to make you think. Today is Saturday, so the stock market is closed. I have Ben Gertzel and Ray Kurzweil. I haven't done a video on them on this channel. Of course, on Crypto Teacher channel, I've done several videos. But these guys are some of the smartest people on the planet. Evil genius trying to cheat death. But it's just letting you know where we're headed in the future, and their predictions come true. Blockchain, AI, algorithms, all the things I talk about is definitely here, guys. I know some people don't want to believe it, but no, it now is here. Y'all enjoy the video.
Say the leaders of OpenAI, who received $1 billion in funding from Microsoft recently for AGI research specifically, they've publicly said they think we can be at human-level AGI within 5 years. So I think we're in an interesting domain with our massively funded mainstream U.S. tech industry people who are even more optimistic than I am. This is a new thing for me, right? But
well, I think they're kind of behind the curve in terms of considering the impact. I mean, I talked about both the promise and the peril. It's now almost 20 years ago. And I think you go through 3 phases in considering strong AI or any of these dramatic new information technologies as they get to be very powerful. One is delight at the opportunity to overcome age-old afflictions and problems of humanity, then alarm that, whoa, these things could be dangerous. Biotechnology, for example, is reprogramming our biology to overcome disease, but it could also be used by a bioterrorist to create a new killer virus. So then the third, I think, final phase is to realize we've always had promise and peril with technology. Fire was great, kept us warm, cooked our food for the first time, but also burned down our villages, but we managed to live with it. And overall, technology has provided a far better quality of life than humanity has ever had, and that's a continuing process. And we have, in fact, a moral imperative to continue on this path because there's still a lot of suffering in the world, and only technology is going to overcome it. We have to reap the promise while controlling the peril. A good example of how we've actually succeeded so far in doing that, say in biotech, 40 years ago there was the Asilomar conference to come up with ethical guidelines, how to keep biotechnology safe while reaping the promise. And that was actually long before either the promise or the peril was a reality. And we now have dramatic health benefits coming from biotech. That it's a trickle today. It's going to be a flood over the next decade. And so far, the number of people who have been hurt by the peril of biotechnology has been 0. That doesn't mean, okay, we took care of that one, we can cross it off our concern list. We have to keep being vigilant. The technology gets more sophisticated, so we have to reinvent the guidelines. We just had an Asilomar conference on AI ethics to do the same thing with artificial intelligence. So I think it's a good model for how to keep these technologies safe. I think the concerns are valid. I mean, I don't dismiss them. But the kind of dangers we've seen in futurist AI dystopian movies, where it's the AI versus a brave band of humans for control of humanity, is not realistic. The idea that we're merging with AI is not some concept in the future. It's happening now. When I say that your smartphone is an extension of you and that you can't do your work without it, and if you leave it at home, you can't really function fully intelligently, people really accept that today. Even just a few years ago, that did not seem realistic. That seemed like a very futuristic concept. It's already happened. We're already dependent on this technology. Nobody can do their work or get their education without these brain extenders we have now. And we're much more intimate with them. We do all kinds of intimate work on them, and we carry them in our pockets. When I was a student at MIT, I had to take my bicycle to get to the one computer on campus. And they're going to go inside our bodies and brains. I mean, I actually swallowed a computer a few weeks ago that went through my body and did some diagnostic work. It came out good. That we're going to increasingly merge with these technologies. They will go inside our brains. They'll connect our brain to the cloud. We'll have direct connection, and not just to do things like search and translate, but to actually extend the power of our thinking and give us more neocortical modules and more hierarchy to our neocortex, which will make us smarter. We got more neocortex 2 million years ago when we got these big foreheads. That was enough. That was, it was a one-shot increase in our neocortex, but that was enough to enable us to create language and art and music. Every human culture we've ever discovered has music. No other primate has music because they don't have this additional neocortex we got 2 million years ago. We're going to do it again by connecting our neocortex to the cloud, to synthetic neocortex in the cloud, and basically get, again, more neocortex, and that will be an enabling factor to create more profound music, to be funnier, to be more artistic, to basically enhance the qualities of humanity that we value.
And at one point, when AGI kicks in and the singularity moment comes, when we create this new species of man and machine, we will then be living forever.
Yeah, I think a key point with Rejuve, the project you're leading, I guess a key point is that right now, most medical research is driven by data that's contributed in essence for free by random people around the world when they go to the hospital or when they get a test done or something, right? So we give data about our bodies, then it's analyzed by pharmaceutical companies and hospitals to derive therapies, which then shareholders of those companies make money from, and government agencies decide who gets to benefit from these therapies, right? And I think by creating a sort of decentralized tokenomic ecosystem, you can make it so when you contribute some data into your Rejuve data wallet secured by your Rejuve ID, when you upload your medical data into your data wallet, right, then you can track and control what that data is used for. If that's used to feed into an AI that discovers a new therapy, if that new therapy makes a lot of money, you should get a little piece of that. But just as importantly, you should have some say over what it's used for, and you should have access to that therapy, right? So the agency over the therapies discovered by the AI on people's data should go, at least in substantial part, to the people who contributed that data. And this is a problem that a tokenomic ecosystem, founded on blockchain underneath, is well suited to solve, which has acute need for the type of technologies Ocean Protocol has been developing, because these are, in some cases, quite large medical data sets and need to be secured, need to be analyzed using multi-party computing and all sorts of fancy encryption tricks. And in the end, this ties into what Cole is working on as
Now, after you've listened to Ben Gertzel and Ray Kurzweil, hopefully that brings you into reality. Please, guys, spread the video, educate your friends and family. It's not just that our money is about to change, because as Ben Gertzel said, tokenization is going to turn to blockchain and crypto. But not only that, is that these robots are going to be using this blockchain and tokenization, the AI, the algorithms. They keep talking about hospitals. I've talked about it several times. So now you see why I push this message. So therefore you can understand where we're headed. Please get it out to your friends and family, and have a great day.